Paranomalies podcast would like to thank Twinkle Twinkle Little Store, located in Cheyenne, Wyoming, for sponsoring our show.
Good evening to all of our watchers out there. You're going to see that it's just me at the intro. This is, it's going to be me tonight. Jason had something come up, so I'm going to be riding solo. And we have a great team coming to chat with us. It is W.A.S.P, Wyoming Area Paranormal Posse, or Wyoming Area Spirit Posse. Let me get that right. Let me start with Twinkle Twinkle Little Store, our sponsor, Patricia and Tim. Great stuff down in their store. They just drew for the November drawing. They're going to be picking out everything for the December drawing. So if you go in and purchase something, you get entered into that drawing. Unfortunately, they are going to be leaving the downtown area and the Tivoli. The Tivoli was sold and purchased by an investment group. So they are working on a new location, and it looks like they're going to be out at the mall. I was in talking to her. She's very excited to get stuff going out there. They are bummed that they have to leave the Tivoli, but they are looking for bigger and brighter things and hope that that works out well for them. We love them, and we wish the best for them. I am going to add Tami and Kara from the Wyoming Area Spirit Posse. Oh, and we don't have her video.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Where'd she go? I'm here.
Let me see if I can get her back in. No, I don't have her. Hello, George. I'm here. I'm gonna take her out. I'm gonna bring her back in. Maybe get completely out and then come back into the link, and then you can wave at me. It looks like you're locked up down there. So right now we're going to start with Kara. Kara, nice to have you on. You and Tami, I know she'll be back. We chatted a little bit before we went live. You guys are up there in Cody. How are things up there? Oh,
well, we're actually not in Cody. She's in Matisse and I'm in Franny, but we originated in Cody.
Okay.
Cody, but we're still in Cody area, so we still claim it.
That part of the state.
Yeah.
Beautiful area of the state up there, and not far from Yellowstone.
Yep, not too far at all.
So, Kara, let's just start with what got you into the paranormal.
Yeah, that's a hard one to really explain. I think it's just something that from a very young age you just felt. You just kind of knew something more was out there. And you could feel it and hear it and see it, but you're always told doesn't exist. Right. So as you get older, you get to experiment with that and get to, this is really happening. So, and then with technology, as technology grows and ages, it gets even more exciting.
Right. The one thing that we do tell everyone, because we hold public events in Cheyenne, the one thing we do tell everyone is that, the technology doesn't tell us that there's a ghost or a spirit there. It just gives us environmental changes, and then we have to corroborate that with other stuff,
Right, and it makes it easier to debunk or to support as well. So it's very neat.
Very neat. How long have you guys been together and doing investigations as W.A.S.P? Well, let's start maybe without W.A.S.P. Were you doing that stuff before that?
I believe we were. Tami and I met at a Dove chocolate party. And we just instantly became the best of best friends. And we kind of talked about these things and did just a few things. And then it just kind of grew from there. She was there and now she's gone.
She's yep. She's there. I was going to let her get settled in before I.
Sorry, my camera died. I had to go to my phone. I don't know what happened.
Oh, geez.
So that's what happened to me last time.
And welcome.
And so we became a team in 2014, right, Tami?
Yes.
So, yes, it started before that because our interests, I don't know, we just became instant friends with this Dove chocolate party.
Yeah, we hit it off right off the bat.
So I did start out with a question to Kara, and I'd like to know from you too. What got you into the paranormal? What made you start realizing, or what made you decide you wanted to investigate?
Oh man, I've always, even as a kid, I've been interested in the paranormal and things like that. So, my ex sister-in-law, she was in a group back in Michigan, and when she moved here, she was telling me about it, and I was like, yeah, like of course. So, and then I met Allison. That's who knew Kara first. So, I worked with her at the clinic, and then she came with us, and then that's how I met Kara. And yeah, it was. I've always been interested and love it. Absolutely love the paranormal.
Well, and the
Nice.
history behind it. That's what's
Oh
cool.
yeah.
The linking the two together, like some of the evidence, you just can't deny it.
When you go into a place and you get an EVP that directly connects to the history of the place, that's just it's amazing.
Hey George, hey Nick.
Yeah, the history is what I like too. As an investigator, you also become a historian, and then you go back and you try to, corroborate some of your evidence that you get. If you get a name or you get something.
Yeah.
Places in Wyoming that you have investigated. Looking at your YouTube page, you guys have been to a lot of places in Wyoming.
Oh yeah. We gosh, the Irma several times has a lot of history. Matisi has the old Masonic Lodge, which is I don't that place has such negative energy to it.
Well, only in certain places, Sammy.
Yeah, well, the top floor.
Yeah, and only towards certain. It's mostly toward women. It's heavy. It's weird. And we try to debunk it, but it's just there.
Was it the Heart Mountain relocation camp?
Oh yeah,
that was.
I want to go back. I want to go back there because there's so many. They brought so many of the older buildings back.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's one I would love to get into as well. That's a great place.
It is. When we went, it was still pretty broke down. Am I cutting out, you guys, or is it?
No, you're just fine.
Okay. It was pretty ran down. We should repost that video, Tammy, because that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It was killing our equipment, even our phones. But the EVPs were phenomenal. But now they're rebuilding it, so I'm curious to see what the energy would be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have a museum there now, so
more history. Yeah, they linked up with historians, and those are our favorite people. We love working with historians. That they have been the best of the best of people. So much fun.
Nice. A place in Wyoming you haven't investigated that you'd like to get into?
Oh boy.
We ask the hard questions here.
The Frontier Prison. I'd love the Rollins, the old state penitentiary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one's on the top of my list. I took the tour, but to investigate it, I think would be amazing.
Yeah, or Evanston.
Mm-hmm.
The Evanston has an old insane asylum.
Oh, I did not know that.
I think it's still, most of it's still, there's a few buildings that they don't use anymore. So
there's also one I went to way before we were W.A.S.P. I was only 18 years old, and I went to training for disabilities, and that was my specialty before all this happened. But it is in Lander, Wyoming, and it is a state training school. That is possibly the most active place I've ever seen still to this day.
Is that place, if you're going between Lander and Riverton, it's kind of on the right-hand side?
Huge. It's huge. It almost looks like a castle with other buildings by it.
Yep. Yeah,
you
that's
can't
a
miss
cool
it.
Looking place.
Yeah.
Oh, it is very active. From children to just workers walking through to so many different things and the history behind it. I'm still digging into it. It's all factual. It's all on recorded documents. Before even knowing that, I experienced it. I was like, "Who is this guy walking through the wall, blowing a whistle with like like an old clock, the ones on the chain?" Just like, what the heck? That guy just walked through the wall. Clocks like dying in class, and little children like laughing and disappearing, and a big cemetery back there. I was just like, wow, this is crazy.
So even apparitions you've seen there then.
Oh yeah, very very vivid. I mean, 6 people saw the same thing. So.
Oh my gosh.
And
That's
5
great.
of them are like non-believers. So.
I say it almost every week. I love the non-believers because they always have a story. They're like, "Oh, I don't believe, but this one time."
It's almost like they're trying to not believe. They don't want to admit that they had seen or heard something.
I love it though. I love it because you don't want to pressure them into like, no, you have to believe.
But they always add that, like maybe it wasn't. Maybe so you try to debunk it, and then to hear them say, "I have no explanation for that." That's gold.
That is the part that gets you out. Well, because you have to see their point of view too. And we get this a lot. Tammy, when we went to Tennessee, do you remember how upset I was with that group?
Yeah.
Because they lied on national television about things that were happening in that place. And I didn't know this till after the fact, but I felt it when I was there. I felt betrayed. I felt everything they were feeling. So to come to find out that they really were lying about it, and they were telling everybody on national television that this big monster with red eyes was after them. Everyone from there on said that there was a red monster chasing after them. It's in their head. You can't do that to people. You can't say like, "Oh, this location is known for this," because then it manifests. People believe it because everyone lied about it because it's freaking TV. So why not?
And of course, if enough people go in and believe that energy is eventually going to manifest and create that entity. So
right. Yeah, I believe in manifestation like that too. There's a few places out there where that's happened, and yeah, they've even now shown that that spirit or that entity is there.
Oh, did you read what Nick said? That night that we were at the Transylvania, Nick, is that what you're talking about?
Oh, what about Trans-Allegheny?
Some of the places you guys have been is like South Pittsburgh Hospital, Trans-Allegheny, the Washoe Club.
Yes, the Washoe Club.
Dumas Brothel in Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are some great places. Washoe Club. Can you tell me a little bit about Washoe Club?
Expensive,
oh man,
but very active.
I can tell you that not just the Washoe Club, but the entire town of Oklahoma City, Nevada is haunted. The whole town, from the rocks to the trees. Like, I would not even take a stone home with me. That's how haunted that place is.
And it's weird because it changed. It changed like everybody. I don't think I changed, but Tammy changed. We were with Jeff and Paranormal Tyler, and Tammy completely changed. She like tried to walk into a picture.
That's the first time I ever lost track of time. Like, Kara took a video. I saw somebody walk out of a wall down the hallway, so I immediately instinctually chased after it. Like,
in mid conversation, she was talking to us, and then all of a sudden she looked down. So there's like a screen door outside. And she looked down the hallway, and then she just like, Tammy wasn't with us. Like, you should have seen the look on her face, like it wasn't Tammy.
So what happened in my head is not what was actually happening, what I was saying. So Kara was recording me, and when we got back home, she showed me the video, and I cried because I'm like, that didn't happen. That wasn't me, but it was. Yeah, and it was scary, that realization that you weren't yourself, and to see it is terrifying. So that place is no joke. I mean, you can get an attachment. It's just I don't know that whatever's there is not a nice thing.
No. And we try to make, so Tammy and I, we make the best, of any situation that happens. So like we go in it with a light heart, and even if it's something like you go into an area that there's a lot of tragedy, a lot of chaos, but you go in lighthearted, like, okay, well, let's play a game of cards, or let's do this, let's interact like they would back then.
Yeah.
And try to make the best of it. There was no doing that with Tammy on this trip, or Tyler, or Jeff. Remember, Jeff thought he got shot at the cemetery.
Oh, geez.
It turns out the exact spot where he felt like he got shot was the grave site of some captain guy that was shot in the stomach.
And that's where Jeff was hurting, and he felt like he got shot in the stomach.
Yeah,
Washoe
we did a little. Yeah,
definitely on our Virginia City. Washoe Club specifically is on our list of places to.
Well, if you like that one, you need to go to Virginia City, Nevada, Montana. It is a place. It looks just like Virginia City, Nevada, and it is called Virginia City, Nevada, Montana. But it looks like the same town, and it has the same feeling.
It's just a little bit smaller.
Mm-hmm. It was crazy. I want to go back there too.
Yeah.
So all the places that you've traveled to, Kara, what's your favorite?
That's too hard.
Told you we asked the hard questions.
I've been a few more places than Tammy, and Tammy's been a few more places than I. I've been to Detroit, so I've stayed in the 6th precinct.
That's one of my places I want to go to.
Oh, yeah, she got lucky on that one. I was kind of on my honeymoon, so I didn't go with her on that one. But yeah.
Okay, tell me about it.
Unreal. I mean, so I went with Amanda was part of the team for a while, so we went together and we met up with Todd Bonner and his team, DPF. And I was not expecting that kind of energy there at all. I mean, we found phones that we sent in to forensic because I'm pretty sure they're human. And there were like screws being thrown at us out of the wall. It was crazy. I was like, who's that guy? Like, I saw this guy, like this kind of mean looking. And I described him to a T, and the owner said, are you talking about this guy? And showed me a picture. I was like, yeah, who is that? He died years ago, and he was one of like the main guys like of that place. He's been dead for years, but he was there in his uniform, throwing screws at us.
That's awesome. Tammy, what's your favorite place of all the places you've traveled to?
Oh man, I've actually even been abroad. I went to Chillingham Castle in England with my parents, and I plan to go there again. We're going to stay there for 8 nights, but that place I have no words for that place. It's intense. But in the States, I think, I absolutely fell in love with Trans-Allegheny. That lunatic asylum, it's sad. There's a sadness there, but it's also intriguing and fascinating, and it's not dark. It's not dark.
No, they're curious. They watch you.
Yeah, they have stories to tell, and to the right people, they're going to tell you. You just
it was amazing.
You have to be patient. You have to listen, and you have to ask the right questions.
It was right up there with Mount Maurice and Red Lodge. You can't investigate that one now. We were the only blessed group to ever go in there with walls down. That was amazing.
Where was that again?
It's Mount Maurice in Red Lodge.
It's the very first hospital in Red Lodge, and it's what is it called? The annex now. It's got apartments in it, and there's like a little bistro that's there now. But it used to be the original hospital.
The
And that
very
place,
original.
yeah, the history of that place. We went to the museum and we found out so much more. And the owner of the place has become a really close friend of ours. He gave us letters that he found in the floorboards from the nurses that used to work there. And I don't care what they tell you, the letters tell a different story.
It was a bad doctor.
Yeah, the doctor was not a very nice man.
There's always two stories, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah, and the EVPs we got there are some of the best we've ever captured.
That was probably our worst video as far as like we cursed a lot. But that place, like you could feel it shift. Like
Once the
as far
sun went down, there was like the Kara was right. It was like a shift. I've never felt that in a building before.
mm-mm.
It was like once the sun was setting, the energy changed. It was weird.
It
Wow.
was crazy. But it was messing with us. So it would lead us like one direction and we split up because at that time it was Tammy,
It was,
Carrie, and I.
mhm.
And it would like one would stay at the control room and then two would go, but it's calling everybody everywhere.
It would mimic you too. It would use a different person's voice, your teammate's voice, and you think that you'd be like, Carrie, were you calling us? And she's like, no.
No. But you
And
were.
and you have that on your YouTube,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that place?
Hmm.
Wow. I will
Yeah,
have
but-
to go watch that one for sure.
Yeah, it's a long one, and it has, like I said, profanity is like all throughout it. But it was a wow. It's just one of those wows. Like we weren't expecting
We did
that much.
we did a mock surgery. That was fun. We pretended to be. Kara was the
Fun for
patient. I was the
you.
doctor. Yeah, and they were not happy that we were making. We were kind of. I was kind of being snarky, and the Kara always calls me out on that because I have a tendency to be snarky. I don't provoke, but I sometimes get a bit of an attitude when I investigate. So.
Kinda.
Oh. I did go through your YouTube page and watch some of those videos, and there was one that kind of stood out to me. You guys posted about a month ago, and that was cooking with W.A.S.P.
That's the other side of us. So I told Tammy we're gonna have some fun too. I mean, people need to live.
Right.
Have fun.
That dish that you were cooking, that did not sound very appetizing. The tuna waffles.
No,
Oh.
that was horrific.
Are people gonna be able to see more cooking with W.A.S.P.?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nice.
We purposely
That's
choose the
great.
bad ones to cook, so that way you don't have to cook them. If you're ever
There you
curious, we'll
go.
eat it for you.
I think the only one of those that turned out pretty decent was the tomato cake.
Yeah, the tomato soup cake. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah. Didn't
Yeah,
taste
but
tomatoey.
we did one that was ham and hollandaise, ham, banana, and hollandaise, and that was
The first bite, it's like, okay, well that went down, but then
yeah.
after
I mean,
that,
you're like tuna. You're like maybe it's not so bad, and you take another bite, and you're like, no, it is pretty bad.
some of the other
I don't-
challenges are just as bad though. We did Bean Boozled, which Tammy got lucky almost every time except for like the last bean, I think.
Thanks, George.
George says, "I love cooking with W.A.S.P." And then his little laughing, crying face. That's great.
It's so painful, you guys.
I didn't get to watch much of that one, but right at the beginning, it was pretty interesting. I'm like, oh geez.
Those are fun videos to make because we go crazy with the editing. You can add so much fun stuff to it and make it so hilarious. Because when you do ghost hunting videos, we do funny moments. Like this last one, we did an abandoned house, and I fell through the floor. Yeah, and I mean, it was hilarious. I'm glad I didn't get hurt, but it turned out to be pretty funny.
She did a curtsy. I felt like such a jerk because I laughed so damn hard, but she just she curtsied.
Let that be a public service announcement because exploring, abandoned buildings is kind of risky. So,
But I think I did say that. I did warn about the floors. Are you sure you want to go upstairs?
You talked about Trans-Allegheny. You talked. I would like to know about Dumas Brothel. That was
Oh,
one. Saw that on Dave Schrader's show when they were up in Montana. Looked like a really cool building. What'd you guys find there?
so much.
Oh man, if the Dumas, you would need literally days to. It's not the size of it, but there is just you can spend so much time in each room and get activity.
Hmm.
It's just the basement. I think is my favorite part, where the lowest of the low, as far as ladies of the
Mm.
night would practice, and they had a lot to tell us in that place.
Every floor has like different stories.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and because
and the owners, the new owners are freaking amazing, and that's David and Charlie. They are amazing, good friends, good friends. We actually met them when we were working with Haunted Hotels of America. That's how we met them, and then they purchased the Dumas, and it's just amazing. It really is. I helped a little bit on helping them clean up, but they've done a spectacular job. I can't wait to go back. It's
Oh,
been a while, Tammy. How long has it been? 2 years
Tammy.
now?
Tammy muted herself. I think when her phone fell. Oh, and she'll be back.
Yeah,
Um, we'll get her back. You guys have been to some great places. Um,
I've been very lucky.
how is the traveling now?
It it gets more difficult, the more oxygen and the whole flow vest and stuff. Everything I have to pack. Poor Tammy is like my pack mule. She doesn't want me doing too much, so she's always taking up slack for me. It's getting harder and harder to travel, but I don't want to give up. So we still have goals, huh, Tammy? We still have things to do.
Tammy,
Maybe
do
she
you hear
can't hear
us?
us.
hello.
Hello,
Hi.
we can hear you. Let me give me just a moment here. You kick that one. All right, Tammy, can you hear us? I don't think she can.
We hear you.
Uh-uh.
Well, we can hear you. Huh. Now we can't. Hmm.
Some slight technical difficulties there, but we'll work through that again. Um,
I think this is really cool about Nick saying that his wife was a complete skeptic until that night. That's, I didn't know that. I really didn't. We didn't talk about that when we met them.
huh. We've had some skeptics on some of our events, and yeah, some of them have changed their mind, and some of them are always picking stuff apart, which we're glad to have them do that. We want to make
Yeah.
sure that what we're providing or what they're seeing is legit. Like we don't. I think Tammy and I were talking about it right beforehand. If it's not there, we're going to tell you it's not there. That's
Mm-hmm.
all
So
right, Tammy. Can you
yeah,
hear us now?
Yay!
they've been working on the internet pipes. They've been adding the fiber optics to my house today, so our internet's been kind of wonky. So I apologize for that.
No, you're
That's what they
fine.
did to me when we tried it last time, Tammy.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick says that, I mean, she believed to an extent, but not fully convinced. And now she is planning on joining his next trip again.
Oh,
So
awesome.
Yeah.
there you go. Able to
You guys do better as a duo anyway.
get someone over to
They're the
the good
cutest
side.
couple. They are a great
Um,
couple. I
They
can't
are.
wait to see them explore more.
We had a lot of
nice.
fun. We meet some interesting people when we go places. Absolutely love it.
I think that's like the best.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to go to Red Lodge and investigate the candy store. I hope we get permission at some point.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun.
You guys are always welcome to come down here. We have access to several different places. And yeah, we'd love to investigate with you too.
Oh, yay. That would be so much fun. Let's collab. Let's do it.
For sure. And then, we could come up there and check out some of those neat places that you guys have.
Oh,
too.
yeah. Because there's also Old Trail Town, which not many people get to investigate that either. So
that place, I love Old Trail Town.
I've always wondered about it, and that's that place right outside Cody, right?
Yeah. Well, as you're going towards Yellowstone, yeah.
Towards Yellowstone.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you've been in there?
A couple times, yeah.
Good stuff there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's, it's, what's weird is the first time we went there, they told us about in one of the cabins, it was the Carter cabin. Do you remember that, Kara? And they had talked about how the rug was always, the ladies would come in to straighten up, open for the tourists, and the rug would always be messed up, so they'd have to fix it. Well, Kara and her sister were in there at one point in the night, and there was an EVP because they had mentioned something about the rug, and there was an EVP of a woman saying, Kara does her accent the best.
That rug is too catchy.
That rug is too catchy.
It was so loud, though, too. And my sister's like, my head hurts.
Even the ghosts complain about the rug.
Oh, geez. That's great to get something like that when, that rug's doing something all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And then it coincides. So that they're not nuts. You're not nuts. It's like there's something going on.
Right. I still think I'm nuts, but there is something going on.
I think most people that meet people like us, that are in this field and do this kind of stuff think that we're nuts.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Oh, well.
Well, you make it your life. And I've even started to collect objects from the haunted locations we've been to. So I love it. It's almost like a little memento, and you bring a piece home with you. And
we have started to do the same thing. We had gone up to Mitchell, South Dakota to help with an event up there with some friends who did some stuff. And my wife was drawn to a book in a flea market. And a little girl told her that she needed to take it with her. And we took it to that event that night. So that started our collection.
Wow.
Of objects.
See, so that's the objects I collect. I don't do on site.
And I'll do both. If we go somewhere and I'm able to collect something, then I'm doing it. It's that piece that you can look at and kind of remember the night. Just when you look over and see it.
Kind of like the prosthetic leg I took from the Cowboy Bar. There was an old 1930s prosthetic leg that was in the dirt basement, and I talked to the owner, and she's like, "Yeah, you can have it. That thing is fantastic. It's a great conversation piece."
I bet.
Okay, that one I would have.
Yeah,
I would have
that's
taken
really
that.
Cool.
I would have taken that nipple.
Yeah, that was. I don't know what that was. It did look like it.
You would have to watch the video. You would be like, "What? It looked like a nipple."
Well, we do want everyone that's watching and when they watch this afterwards as well to go to the Wyoming Area Spirit Posse YouTube page. You guys have, I don't even know how many videos up there. I was scrolling through tonight. I was like, oh, geez.
I don't even know offhand. I couldn't even tell you. Like, it's just, it's a passion. Oh,
yeah, it becomes that. We just traveled and investigated, and then Gina and I threw this team together, and we have some great people. And
so
I was talking to Tami. Gina and I met in 2010, and I actually proposed to her on a ghost tour in Prescott, Arizona.
Ooh,
we realized we both like the paranormal, and that was something that we continued to do. One of our anniversaries, we went to Salt Lake City and did an investigation at the Fear Factory. which
Ooh.
is one of the
Nice.
top 5
I
haunted
remember
houses.
that. The Fear Factor. We drove past that. You remember that, Kara? When we
Oh,
went
we
You can't miss
did.
it.
Yeah.
It's a
No, it's right there. It's huge.
big abandoned concrete building.
Mm-hmm.
16 confirmed deaths. We go to Tombstone quite a bit. The oldest stepson, Gina's oldest, is stationed in Tucson. He's in the Air Force. And so we go down to Tombstone quite a bit. And
We've never been there.
it's
No,
amazing.
but you know who else always goes there is Tessa.
Yeah. Yep.
We could all collab together. That'd be cool.
This is pretty cool.
So a couple of years ago, we decided, hey, let's find a couple more people. And we added Jackie and Jason. Jackie investigates. Jason has become our audio video guy. And this year we signed with Paraflix, Paranormal Plus, and started dropping episodes on there. Second episode, we are in the I've been saying it for a couple of weeks, everyone. We're in the very final stages. I would expect for it to be on there in the next week and a half to 2 weeks.
I know. I'm so proud of you guys. That's awesome.
Well, thanks, guys. We've investigated the places for episode 3 and 4, and when you sit and you edit that way, even sitting and editing for YouTube takes a lot of time.
It takes a lot, especially when you have a full-time job. It just you want to make sure that you get all the evidence and everything together. And
right, and that's it. All 4 of us, I'm sure, like you too, we have full-time jobs where we're working 40 hours a week, and then when you start doing that, that's almost a full-time job in itself.
I used to.
Hey, now you're just living, Kara. That's all that. That's all any of us can do.
Kara, do you mind? Tammy and I talked about it a little bit. Do you mind telling everyone what's going on? If you don't need to, if you don't want to.
Oh no, actually, I advocate for anyone that's going through palliative or hospice care. Like, I have one of those monsters. They don't really know what it is, but it's absolutely not livable, not survivable. I'm not supposed to be here today, so I'm not too mad. I don't know. I'm so ornery, I guess. I'm just here. But so what's happening there are benign tumors, which they like to call nodules. And they're all throughout my body, inside and out. All through my lungs. My lungs, there's nothing to salvage. There's cysts, and it's just like a slow drowning to death thing. But, I feel like I'm not living this, but I know I'm living it. So I get really sick and things happen, and I feel bad for my friends. That's the one that's hard, is your loved ones. That's the hardest. But I'm going to keep doing come on, I walked those stairs at that freaking chest. And we traveled how many days?
Kara rocked it at Trans-Allegheny. That place was massive. One of the biggest places we've ever been to as far as size-wise. And she rocked it. She stayed until like 2 o'clock?
No, 3. I just couldn't stay till 4.
Yeah.
That's it. Claim every hour you have there.
Oh, man. She did awesome. And she didn't complain once. And she kept up. And
I just got to the point where I'm like, I need to go outside and lay down. So I went in the car and I just had to lay down. But Tammy came out like 30 minutes later, so I didn't miss too much.
No, what was weird is it kind of petered out after you left. So I think they all went with you to the car.
Probably, because they were doing weird shit in that car. I'm not even kidding. I didn't even have the key to the car. And I didn't want to turn it on because the lights would come on, And like the blanket's moving and my oxygen tank's moving. And I'm like, oh, come on, dude.
Nick is saying that you probably lasted till after 3 o'clock.
Yeah. I was chapped, man. And I didn't make a big deal. I was just like, nah, I just need to. Because your ribs and your back start hurting so bad. They just get too inflamed. And you have to carry this freaking heavy oxygen with you all the time.
Yeah.
But
look at you. You're out here. You're still doing what you love. And I hope you keep doing that, as long as you can, too.
Well, I hope more people do too when they're faced with this. There's nothing you can do about it, but you can make the best of it.
You,
You know,
t-
it's
well, Kara's motto, you take your sick days and you live your good days.
hmm?
And
For sure.
so, yeah.
So when I get
So,
really
sure.
sick, you can ask Tammy. I don't talk to anyone. I just like stay in my
yeah,
bubble.
if I don't hear from her for a couple of days, I know she's not feeling well. So I just, be like, "You okay? Love you."
Like last night's the first time that I ate in like over a week.
Oh, geez.
Well, I kept fluids down. That's good, but I
All
had a little
right.
bit on Thanksgiving, but
Can't miss Thanksgiving, right?
right?
No,
Um,
Kara's determined. More adventures to come, I'm sure.
Yes. I
that's good.
really want to go back to Red Lodge, Tammy.
Yeah, I know you do. We need to go.
That's like our
Buck-
second home.
bucket list place. Tammy, what's your bucket list place?
Oh man, bucket list. I've been to so many places that I've wanted to go. I would say my bucket list place is any place haunted with Kara because we make the best out of any place we go to. So I mean, it's ghost hunting is never ending. There's places everywhere. So I think my bucket list is just to go to as many haunted locations as I can with my friend until we can't go anymore.
Oh,
Make me cry.
right? Oh,
There's one just right outside of Rapplejay that we want to investigate too. That we've already tried, but we couldn't get permission.
Gina got the big all there too.
This is it.
The thing
Tammy's making me
is
cry.
we've been blessed to go to so many places that I think my bucket list is just to hang out with Kara and do what we can.
And that's mine too. Mine's been checked off, so it's like
Mhm.
just whatever from here. Just with the good. We've been blessed to know a lot of good people, a lot of good supporters. Damn it, Tammy, you're making me cry. But most of all, this girl is my world. She's my sister. She has been through everything with me. I mean, even when, Valentine's Day years ago, I had a prolapse and my bowel came out my vagina during a biopsy.
Just to put it bluntly,
Hey, that's what it is.
to put it nicely, she went into for a routine biopsy, which turned out to be more tragic than routine.
Not so routine, right?
Yeah, it sent her into emergency surgery, and it only Kara.
Yeah.
Things happen to her that don't happen to normal people, and we just take it as it comes.
Over and over and over again.
I think every team has one of those people, and I am probably ours.
So you get it.
Yeah. I'm ready for 24 to be over,
Right?
because of some of this stuff. So yeah.
So you get it. Well, we made the best of it though. We played volleyball with penis balloons.
Yeah, it was
After
Valentine's Day,
recovery.
so we hit the stores and tried to make Kara laugh, and it worked.
You make the best of whatever comes your way. You can't stop it. It's there. It's happening.
That's
Roll
right.
with it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So when you go into these places, are you? We all have equipment, of course, that we're using, but are you more?
You need to wrap him in bubble wrap. We'll both show up in bubble wrap.
Yeah, Gina's saying we need to. I had an elective shoulder surgery in June.
Oh.
And then in August, I got up and tripped on a dog toy and got a compression fracture to L2 in my back.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And then in October, a guy turned left in front of me a block from my house, and I totaled my car.
Oh.
So yeah, 24 can be over anytime.
Are you sure you and Kara aren't related somehow?
Well, and I was telling Tammy beforehand, she was telling me, about your oxygen and stuff. 5.5 years ago, I had a kidney transplant due to polycystic kidney disease,
Ooh.
and then a bilateral nephrectomy 2.5 years after that.
Dang.
Best labs I ever had a few weeks ago, and it is going well. But I'm not here to talk about me.
No, I think
let's
that's
get
great.
back to the
We need to spread that. You take each good and roll
Right.
with it.
right and the sick days with the sick day, and then you go back to the good days.
Yep.
Yeah, you let yourself heal, and you just numb out the rest of the.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't need to know about it, you know.
And when I fell, I broke my toe.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh, and those hurt. Well,
Yeah.
rest assured, when we get together to investigate, I'll have my walker and oxygen and bubble wrap.
Maybe we'll just put her in a wheelchair.
Bring some duct tape to put that bubble wrap and
Right.
make sure I have it tied around me.
I have
so
one
I'm
better.
good.
It's called T-Rex tape, and it's better than duct tape.
Oh.
Were you talking about equipment, I think?
Yes. So when you're going into these places, we all have equipment, of course. Are you going in, and we use it to collab with our feelings as well? So are you more on an equipment, and then your feelings, or are you going in, doing the place, and then using that to kind of corroborate? Is it more feelings for you, or more a equipment, and then see what?
You know, it's weird. It's like different with each place. So I think that would be more of a feelings thing, I guess.
I
That would
like
be
to
more
walk in.
toward-
I like to
Kara-
walk in blind.
Yeah, but we found we've been trying this new app that we've used quite a few times, a phone app. We were skeptical at first, but this one doesn't use your microphone, so it's not tapped into the system. Like it can't hear you. So we've had some surprising results. I mean, almost spot on, creepy results. We tend to use that and some, the cat toys, the ball. We don't use a lot of bells and whistles, a lot of equipment, just our cameras, a few simple things. SP7 we use quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
But-
like it.
Yeah, it's annoying. But the voices that come through it are pretty cool.
Hey, Aaron, I gotta show you something real quick.
But Kara does tend to rely on feelings a lot when she investigates.
Yeah, we're kind of the same way. We like to go in blind.
Look
I'm
at all
kind
this
of a
bubble wrap I could bring.
Where did you get that?
Oh, there it is. She's
I got it
prepping.
for my windows, but we can wrap us in it too.
Okay.
Amazon.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I actually tend to do a lot of research before I go into a place sometimes. Kara goes in blind, but lately I've been going in blind myself.
See, it's a different experience, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Because
what's weird is when you get the answers or whatever responses, and then you check the history, and you're like, "Whoa!"
Thanks, Tina.
Yeah.
Hi, Tina. Hi, Tina. Sorry, I'm just seeing.
People are going to be. We have a place that's like that. We went in. There's 2 museums. We went into one and did our investigation. We ended up in the other one. When I was researching the one building after the investigation, I started on the other side. And we had a direct answer as to what was here. And it was a direct answer to that. It was this type of building or this type of business.
Wow.
Which was exactly what I had researched and we found. And that's something that people will get to see on one of our episodes coming up. But yeah, it's pretty cool when you try to take a little bit of history in with you, so you kind of know where to go. But then you get stuff that's like a direct answer,
Sometimes we like to, like I say, act out scenes, which seems to provoke a lot of. If you can find something historical for a location that you're going to and you reenact that, it brings up a lot of energy. Usually they're mad about it or they laugh about it. We've had some where they laugh at us. So it's kind of interesting to role play scenarios in these places.
Yeah.
That's something we haven't tried. That's something that might be pretty cool in some of our local places here. Even something we can try with you guys if you get down this way.
Yeah.
Well,
Like if you go to a
absolutely.
theater and you pretend to put on a play because like they say, well, you know, this person died here at this time period. You know, it's something that would bring back memories if the spirit did exist there,
Mm-hmm.
and they may want to interact with you. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's
it's
pretty neat.
just a theory that we have.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things for trigger objects. Remember at the state prison when we did that?
The
Where
keys.
was in Deer Lodge?
Mm-hmm.
That company. That was weird. But we didn't realize that we had some of the trigger objects in our pockets. So that
Yeah.
was
That was the Deer Lodge. That the prison there was weird. It was.
I think the company running it was even
Mm.
more weird.
Yeah. We auditioned for a job. It was like, I don't know. It was weird. And they wouldn't take the two of us together. It was like one or the other, so we declined. They're like, no, we're
Right.
a duo. You either take both of us or none of us.
Yeah.
Nice.
Who
Yeah,
does
you guys
that?
seem like
Don't separate the two.
close friends, and you can see it. So in closing, it's been great talking to you guys. Is there anything that you want to tell the folks listening and watching?
You know what? It's been such a hard 4 years for everybody. It's been a hard life. Keep your chin up. Keep exploring. Drop the negative. Keep positive, and positive comes back.
Yeah.
And go explore. I don't care if you're a skeptic or not. Go explore. Go travel. Go learn. Hit the archives. Keep these historians and librarians alive.
Kara and I believe in the para-unity, and I think that that's what we're all here for, the same purpose. And I, you know, people don't, if they don't like us, that's fine. We don't hate them. We don't badmouth anybody. We don't. I mean, we're just here to have a good time and to capture evidence if we can. So, you know,
That's us too. You know, we're willing to open up our team and let people come in and investigate with us, and that offer is always there for you too as well.
awesome. Thank you.
Hit us up on Facebook, message us, email us now. Let us know if you're coming down this way, and we'll get somewhere.
Get something going here, man.
For sure, yes. Well, it's been great having you guys on. And
thanks for having us.
You're welcome. And we'll have you back on again at some point, hopefully. And we're going to close this out for the night.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
We thank Kara and Tami with Wyoming Area Spirit Posse for coming on and talking with us tonight. And everyone have a good night. Thanks for watching.
The Paranomalies podcast would like to thank Twinkle Twinkle Little Store, located in Cheyenne, Wyoming, for sponsoring our show.